Hey everyone, it's Alexis. I'm on Instagram at FitLaVie. I recently posted a video about metabolic damage and what the symptoms were and how to treat it. So now I wanted to dive in a little bit into my story because I've gotten a lot of questions about it, and a lot of people think this is something I'm dealing with as of recently, and it's been about 6 years. So let me begin by giving you a brief history. I've been working out for about 10 years, but I didn't really get serious until about 2010, 2011. And around that time, I started to develop all sorts of terrible symptoms. I was extremely tired all the time, serious chronic fatigue every single day, all day. My immune system completely went away. I was getting sick at least once a month. I was sick all the time. I had severe hormonal problems to where it felt like PMS every day, but really heightened. So that's pretty miserable. I ended up losing my period altogether for the past 5 years. My digestion has suffered greatly, but I'll dive into that later. That really hit me hard in about 2015. So in the beginning, I just was feeling really bad all the time, and I knew something was wrong between the hormones and feeling so utterly miserable, tired. Just my cognitive function was shot, just tired here. My athletic performance was altered as well. My workouts were really terrible. I didn't look forward to the gym. I started to seek all sorts of medical help through whether it was just my female physician, homeopathic doctors, a naturopath. I saw acupuncturists, and all of which were drawing up blanks. They just said, your adrenals are shot and take this herb, and, I tried everything between tinctures and all sorts of natural supplements. I'm not into the big pharma. I refuse to do prescriptions like that. So they kept drawing up blanks, and they started to email each other, and this is around 2012. And they just said, this girl is not getting any better. There's something going on here, and we can't figure it out. Let's dive a little deeper. So they started to talk, and their common denominator was the fact that I had silicone breast implants at the time, and they concluded that I had a toxic reaction to the silicone. I got those in 2009, and that's right around when I started to feel bad. So they said, hey, this has to be it. And I started to do my own research because, of course, I was hoping it wasn't that. No 22-year-old wants it to be that. So I started to do my own research, and I saw that thousands of women were also suffering from the same kind of symptoms I was having, and then once they got their implants removed, they felt better. So, of course, I wanted to feel better, so I decided to get them removed in 2012. And let's fast forward to 4 years later. I'm not feeling any better, so that surgery was a complete waste. But I am really trying not to regret it. It's been really, really challenging for me because hindsight is 20/20. I was told I was going to get better, so of course I'm going to do it. As the years progressed, I was still working out like a madman, and I was probably this whole time under eating. I never once counted my calories, although I've been a personal trainer this whole time. I ate when I was hungry, and I figured that was enough. I never was that girl who starved herself. I ate all the time, but I was probably just choosing too low calorie foods. Eating paleo will do that to you. So in 2015, this is years and years of not feeling well. Keep in mind, I still have not had a single period. My hormones are so up and down. Just picture PMS heightened every single day to where it's irritability, moody, you're retaining water, you're cranky, you feel fucking psycho. Insane cravings, you just feel psycho. And it's kind of scary because you're dealing with this alone and you don't know what's going on. So I just continued to work out really hard because that was kind of like my therapy. But the harder I worked out, the worse things got. And I never really thought that was what was causing this. None of those doctors asked me, hey, how hard are you training? Or, hey, how much are you eating? And that really could have fixed this whole thing if they just asked the simple question. So in 2015, I am now living in Florida. Keep in mind, this whole time, I move a lot. And by a lot, I mean 18 times in 7 years. So 6 years. A lot. So that'll put some stress on the body. Anyways, at this point, I'm in Florida, 2015, for massage therapy school. And all of a sudden I developed a ton of food intolerances. You know, I had been paleo for all these years and I had been fine, and then all of a sudden I could not eat eggs, I could not eat fruit or fructans, and fructans are in a lot of vegetables. And this whole time, I didn't know I was intolerant to those things. I was just eating how I always was eating, but I had terrible digestional problems. And at this point I was getting really scared because I got no answers and no one could tell me what was wrong. I didn't know if it was Crohn's disease, I didn't know if it was some sort of stomach cancer, I didn't know if I had ulcers, I didn't know if I had, you know, cysts or tumors. It was so severe, it was very scary for me. So I had colonoscopies, endoscopies, blood samples, stool samples. I went to acupuncturists, you name it. I was really trying to get help in Florida. Mind you, I'm not insured out there, so this was costing me an arm and a leg. So doing my own research and process of elimination, I was only able to eat now chicken, vegetables, some vegetables, and like nuts, and I replaced all of my other foods, like the carbs I was eating through fruit, and you know, I was eating eggs. My variety was much bigger before. I started to replace those foods with just the vegetables, and that's not a very high calorie food, as you guys know. So even though I'm never hungry, I'm eating when I'm hungry, I was not getting enough fuel for the day. And training at the rate I was training, that's just a recipe for metabolic damage. Mind you, I was probably already under eating just because of the food choices I was making. Shame on me, I know, I'm a personal trainer and I write meal plans for other people. I fucked up when it came to myself. I started to notice I was gaining weight. In 2015, I gained 10 pounds. You might not be able to tell through my pictures because I'm my own photographer. I can hide that shit very nicely depending on the lighting and the angle. So no, it was not obvious, but when my clothes stopped fitting, it's quite obvious. So anyways, I knew something was wrong, but I continued to train really hard, especially as I was gaining weight. I thought, oh my, I better step it up. So I started to work out more and more and more, and everything went into the shitter. I was so suffering for that entire year. Finally, in 2015, when I got done with massage school, I moved back to California where I have health insurance to get more help. And lo and behold, they have no answers for me out here. So I reached out to Sal DeStefano, who's on Instagram at Mind Pump Sal. He's one of the hosts of Mind Pump Radio. Awesome podcast. He's extremely knowledgeable in health and wellness and fitness. He's like my go-to guy when I have any questions for anything, and he's helped me so much when it comes to this. And I switched up what I was eating. My calories are the same because I don't want to shock my body, but I switched it to where I'm eating high fats, moderate protein, and low carbs. My workouts, I was doing a 6-day body part split and 4 or 5 days of intense cardio, and now I'm just doing 3 days of a full body workout with like 1 or 2 walks a week. And that has been extremely challenging mentally for me because I'm that person in the gym who's killing themselves. If I'm not drenched in sweat, it's not a good workout. So switching that has been hard for me mentally. It's getting a little bit better because I know my body needs to rest. But it's been going on 3 months now, and I have not seen any changes. And I know that sometimes metabolic damage can take years to heal if it's pretty severe. But I figured by now I would at least have some energy. But I have so much fatigue still. I mean, my digestion's a lot better, but I'm not eating the foods that used to cause me all the flare-ups, so I don't really know on that one. And I just, all in all, I'm having all the same symptoms. My hormonal problems are the same. I'm, like I said, extremely tired, and I'm using that as a scale of my wellness. Like, I don't know if that's right or wrong of me, but I don't feel any different. And that's quite discouraging when I change things so drastically, and I really just want to get better. I want to get well. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm really trying to stay positive. I do have an awesome support group through my Instagram. You guys are amazing with keeping me uplifted and making me feel good. So I can't thank you guys enough for that. I'm going to keep you guys in the loop with what I'm doing. But if you have any more questions, feel free to ask and I'll answer them the best I can. I'm trying to be really honest about all of this. Sorry if it was a little bit too honest for you guys, but I don't want to hide anything, because if there's someone out there who hears what I have to say and can help me, then by all means, please do. And if I can help you in some way, that would make my day, because I know there's someone else out there going through similar symptoms. Again, I'll keep you guys posted. This is going to be a long journey. This is just, month 2.5, so who knows how long this is going to go. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!